The liquid of life, gentlemen. Drink it every day and drink it often. Now, for the new people on my page, I have to tell you something. When I was born, I believe it was on the operating table a long time ago, so I'm just going to tell you what I remember. A great being came to me in a shining light, white cloak, long hair, Middle Eastern, maybe white, not sure. And he said, son, you can either take this as a blessing or a burden, but for the rest of your life, you'll never be able to tell a lie or you'll turn into a pillar of salt. I said, oh, why? Why me? Why have I been, why has this come upon me? And he said, because you're a fisher of men. You're a shepherd among sheep. So I took that to heart because I don't want to be a pillar of salt. I like being human. I like being able to talk and to breathe and to smell and to see. So I carried on with my life, and I'm sitting in front of you now, so you can put two and two together, right? Now, the way that you translate this into the stock market is, if I ever tell you that a stock is going to go down, unless I turn into a pillar of salt, I'm telling the truth. I didn't choose this life. It was chosen for me. You could say I'm the chosen one. You could say whatever you want. I've been called many a names through the writings of time. Prophet, apostle, many names. But the reason why I bring this up and why I'm telling you this is because the most recent drop that I called, they call me Penny Pete, but you could call me Penny Pullback, whatever you want, whatever you really want to call me. But it's going to happen. Now, stocks don't only go straight up. They will have pullbacks. The lesson today that I'm just going to briefly explain, and I've said this on my show before, is there's emotions to avoid at all costs in the market. Pride, greed, fear, and hope. You should never find yourself in one of those situations or with one of those emotions piercing through your veins, through your bloodstream. One that I noticed that happens a lot when I come out here and I prophesy about the drop to come is that pride sees through people on Twitter's veins. They get angry. They say, there's no way, I have to be right. The stock has to keep going up because I have shares in it. There's no way that it's going to go down because this is my decision and I'm going to stick with it no matter what. And even when the trend breaks, and it's obvious that the stock is doing a pullback after the RSI is at 90, and it's up 3,000% in a month, still, even though the truth had been told, their pride will not allow them to overcome. It doesn't allow them to say, well, I could have sold at 12, but you know what? The trend's breaking at 1. I'm up 150, 200%, 1,000%. Let me shave some off the top here. Instead, they get mad at me. Now, they should be mad at people like Hercules, which was my number one indicator, believe it or not. Know your posters. He's the dumbest. I don't know if he's actually good at trading or if he just holds forever and loses all his money. I don't know if he's a paid pumper. I don't know any of that. And I'm not going to speak on it because it wouldn't be the truth. It would be speculation. And I can only tell the truth. But every time he's posting to hold for glory and the day will come where we all meet in Vegas or Puerto Rico or Zimbabwe to go on an African safari all together because we're all billionaires. As soon as those trumpets sound, it's time to say adios, muchacho. It's time to say quaricho maranto, which means goodbye in Italian. Huruta tariti, which means goodbye in Indonesian. Now, I said at 12.012, I said, oh, It's looking a little weak up here. Looks like you set resistance at 13.3 and it needs a pullback. You're smoking hot on your text. Your MACD was in the fucking sky. It was in the clouds. It was hitting the atmosphere. Okay? It was hitting the firmament or whatever the fuck. Okay? And then what happened? Smart money said, yeah, it's hitting the firmament or whatever the fuck. Time to say adios, muchach. Time to say barata, barata. Take a guess what language that's in. I don't know. I just kind of went off on a tangent there. But what I'm trying to say is, when your technicals are smoking hot, don't take my word for it. Everybody's going to come out on a drop and say, charts don't work. Charts don't work. Yes, they fucking do. Sometimes they don't because dilution is so heavy. Sometimes they don't because news comes out that's so fucking ballistic that you have no idea and it runs. I don't know. Things can happen. But you don't just wing it. You don't just say, oh, I'm just going to buy this number because it looks good. I'm not just going to buy this number because Hercules Singh told me to hold for fucking glory. Okay? So don't get mad at me when I tell you to sell a certain number and it drops 40% in a day. Get mad at the pumpers for pumping you up, for making you emotional, for giving you hope. Don't have pride. Don't get greedy. Sell so you can avoid fear. Understand? Good. Now, let's go over the chart, shall we? Okay. We'll start with IGPK. Okay. Nice and easy now. Nice. Oh, mamacita. Now, see, in my brain, I thought to myself, okay, 7 sounds good, but I think high 60s. Now, that's just how my brain works. It's so sharp, like a samurai sword being used by a samurai, just like that nice. Sometimes you sharpen your skills the longer you're in the market and the longer you actually study this and apply what you've studied to the chart. I literally said in my head, this is going to have a first pullback to 68, 69. Now I pull up the chart. Where's that middle band? 68. It's not 7. Okay. So that's going to be your first stop. And this thing is going to get flushed tomorrow. Look, here's your trend line. Okay. This is what you need. You don't just guess. Okay. We're not guessing. You guess, you lose. Let me show you the trend line. There's your trend line. Real easy. Real easy. Every one of these wicks came down, almost every one of these wicks. This was weakness. You'd been riding the top band for like 3 weeks. You broke the trend line, and that's when you started to see a lot of selling. Because smart people were like, it broke the trend line, and the trend is my friend, so I got to go. Now, first stop, 68. Might actually come down to 65 on an oversell. I'll buy 1 million shares there, probably at 65. Second, this is just a wick here, but you're looking at high 5s. You might even get an oversell down to here, which looks like more of a supportive area because it really closed at 5 and it stopped this day on 5 and then it broke above it. Pulled back a little bit, hit the trend line, broke above it. So I will start to load. I will take my starter, high 6s, and I will go hard at 58 to 5. If I see 5, I'll buy 2 million. I'll probably buy 500,000 here, million here, 2 million here. Okay? That's not guessing. That's trading. That's not listening to the pumpers. That's knowing what's happening and applying what you've learned to the chart. I don't care what it is. I don't care if they're selling condos on Saturn. It doesn't matter. It never will. All that matters is what the market's telling you. And the market's telling you, well, by the way, you're not just going to get a blast tomorrow. Okay, you never know, right? You never know. Maybe news comes up in the morning and I don't know. But this is daunting. This is a complete break of the trend line, and now you're falling to the next support. This was your first support. I don't see it. If it would have closed above 9 today, I would have been like, maybe you have a chance of a quick rebound, but I don't see it. It's Friday, OTC. Your support really is here at 5.8. Your first, like 5.8 to 5. That's your true level of support. Starter, high sixes. But starter, you always scale in. Okay? That's IGPK. I'm not going to get into the DD because nobody should give a shit. I don't care if it's the next Amazon for China, like they're saying. It doesn't matter to me. I don't even read the boards. I don't need to. I like this stock because it has a lot of volume. It's got a lot of interest. Now we play the bounce. I actually tried to get in right here. Okay, I missed it by 2 ticks. That's fine. I didn't chase it because I don't know where it's going to stop. So I just wait for the chart to reveal itself and then I buy on the pullback. That's how it's done, and it will always be done if you want to be a winner. Okay? Or you can be a salty little bitch boy on Twitter and be like, you're a big meanie head. You're a big meanie head. Hercules make me feel like a little warm boy. I feel warm with Hercules. He make me feel good inside. What are you, 8? Sad. Next, we're going to do GVSI. Mamma mia, Papa Pia. Now, this was another one I called. I told you up here, even though the chart looks good, it looks like it's pressing above this previous resistance. The reason why you got to get out is because the news is never what you think it's going to be, and it never is, and it never has been. It looks like, okay, maybe it's starting to get a little bit of a rebound here. If it breaks above 1, you might be able to catch a 50% or even a 20% back to this level or back to this middle band. There, again, a lot of eyes on this one. A lot of people like this stock. But you have till 3:15, which it's the 8th of February. You got a lot of time. You got to wait for this to get bullish again, which it's starting to rebound. Okay, so, and you're oversold. I mean, you're obviously oversold. This was a big dump, and now you're seeing some type of stability down here. You had this rebound pull back, and now you're seeing a little bit of pressure. So, you break above 9.5, I would say it's a buy and go long. I don't care about the merger. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Elon Musk's blockchain company. It doesn't fucking matter. It never does. This is the OTC. You're not going to find the next Pier 1 Imports, Monster Energy, or Amazon. You're not. You're not. You never will. And you'll never hold long enough to find out. And if you did, you would just go back to trip 1 and you'd be broke. Okay? Take my word for it. I've been there and I've done that. So GVSI. Don't get caught up on the boards and what people are saying and hold your shares, hold for gold, hold for the win. This is what happens when you listen to those fucks. You listen to me, you got out up here. You listen to them, you're struggling down here. And you're saying, patience, patience, patience always pays. Okay, well, you could have sold here and you could have bought 3 times your shares down here. I don't know what you want me to tell you here. And by the way, this better be fucking recording. Let us see. Let us see. God, I hope so, because this is super enlarged and okay, that might work now. Jesus, I hope you were able to see the IGPK chart because I'm not doing this video again. I already shot like 3 openings and I'm so hydrated from drinking that water on the outtakes. I might as well be Aquaman. I know I look like Jason Momoa, but, basically the same person. If I grew out my hair, I'm basically Jason Momoa. I didn't choose these looks. They were God-given. So that's GVSI. That's all you need to know. That's all we care about. Anybody that follows me, that's all you care about. We're not believing in the big boom. We're not. We're scalping for 50% all day, every day. Next one. I'll do my favorite one last. I'm going to do Spizzy because somebody brought that up to me. And by the way, somebody came on and said, oh, you're a basher, you're a basher. Yeah, no fuck, I'm a basher. No fuck, I'm a pumper when I'm in it. What do you think? I'm going to be in a stock and be like, this stock sucks, dude. It's going to zero, bro. Like, what do you mean, dude? This stock sucks. No, I'm obviously going to be like, it's going up. Just like if I know the stock is pulling back, I'm not going to be like, it's going to the moon, dude. It's going to the moon, dude. I'm going to be like, it's pulling back. And I want you to sell so I can buy your shares low. This isn't a fun little game. This is the stock market. They hate you. You have to be a wolf. You have to be a fucking dragon, dog. Oh, I might as well review this while I have it up, right? Okay, so you're seeing some resistance at this middle band, but I do kind of like this chart, honestly. I mean, it seems like it doesn't want to go back to this level of support, it just seems like it's too far gone. Now, anything could happen, but the volume is dying down here. Your technicals are cooled off. This looks like it's trying to flag, okay? Like if I drew some lines here, it looks like kind of like it's trying to bull flag here. You want to see some continued pressure, I would say, over the next couple weeks to get back up here. Now, if you get back up to 12 and you break it, this could do one of these things, okay? So I wouldn't buy here because it's too kind of in the middle. But if I start to see, here, I'll show you. It's really this simple. You're obviously seeing some support down here, right? It wants to bounce off this line, and it wanted to stop at this line, and it wants to pull back to this line. You get a green candle up to 8 again, that might be a buy because you're breaking out of this wedge. You get it start to go up here, you might have some pullbacks along the way, but if you buy it and wait, you might attempt a 12 hit again. You might pull back from there and it might consolidate along that 12. Or you might have enough time to consolidate 3 weeks ahead of time, and then it breaks above 12. And if you bought down here at 7, you're easily going to be selling on that breakout, probably 100% higher than 12, maybe 2. So some things are worth holding when they go bullish. That's Spizzy. Don't care what they sell. Don't care what they're saying. It's a scam, but it doesn't matter. They're all scams. Is it going to go? Is it turning bullish? Does it have eyes? Is there interest? Is there volume? Is it on the most read boards? Yes. That's all I care about, right? Correct. I'll do hollow because this was, I mean, remember, guys, these type of things, you just got to get lucky. It's like pulling a slot machine and winning the lottery. That's it. There was you would have had no idea that this was going to happen. Now, you might have been able to see it and it's going to work. Why is it not? Oh, okay. So for some reason, I have to do this sometimes. I don't know why. Okay. Close at 28, which is pretty ridiculous still. But I mean, like, yeah, like as a good trader, let's say you would have caught this at $5. You see it's breaking out. The news wasn't even that crazy. These things are just flukes. But let's say if I would have bought 5, I probably would have sold right here at 12 and been like, sick. I just made 120%, whatever it is. I'm outie. And it would have went to 50 and I would have been a salty little boy. Maybe I would have kept a few shares in my pocket just to see what happened. But a good trader never sells up here. You don't wait that long. You take your 100% in a day and you're happy with it. And whatever happens after that, happens after that. But it's a Chinese scam, okay? This is just a fluke. This is a low floater after a reverse split that just happened to get some type of news that for whatever reason, the market reacted to it, got a shit ton of volume, and it spiked. And a lot of the reasons, just real quick, a lot of the reasons why this actually had a red candle today was because they halted it like 50 times, which when they halt or they suspend, it's such a joke because the SEC is basically saying, we have a bunch of Jews at hedge funds And by the way, I guarantee you look up all the heads of the SEC, I guarantee it without even have to look, that they're all Jews. And the hedge funds call in there, say, hey, Jews at the SEC, we got to halt this shit because I'm down $1 billion on a short that I had from $4. We got to pull this shit back so I can cover. Halt the shit. Okay, it's not a circuit breaker. There was 185 million shares. The daily average volume was like 100K. Okay. There was 185 million shares traded yesterday. No fucking halts. No fucking halts. But today, they got the call. And they said, yo, whoa, hey, SEC, hurry up. Shut this shit down. GME was another example. Anytime that a stock runs and they suspend it and they say, oh, it's in the best interest of retail. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Oh, yeah, because I love his retail getting suspended and losing all my money because it goes to zero and it's untradeable again. Thanks for protecting me, Jews. It's the SEC. Thanks, dude. Thanks, man. No, they're protecting their buddies at the hedge funds. I just tell the truth. And that is what, when you see a stock halting, you might as well get the fuck out because it's the SEC being like, we got to pull this shit back before it fucking runs to $1 billion and we lose everything. Okay? That's hollow. I don't know there's no way to chart this. There's no way to, I'm not going to buy this. I don't know what it's going to do, but I know that somebody's in big trouble on a short and they're trying to pull it back. So take that information as you will. Now, my stock that I've been big on, that everybody tells me GVSI drops like 1,000%. And they're like, oh, what should I buy instead? EBET? Yeah, dickhead. Yeah, you should have. Because it doesn't have it's on a pump piece. It's OTCQB. They're going through a trial. Dockets are going to get updated. 95, if you want the DD on it, watch my old videos. I don't got a lot more time. I'm going in the hot tub. And then I'm going to probably go back to the gym for the third time because I'm an absolute savage. But this is the work that I do. I don't go to the board. I don't do DD. I don't go look into it and get myself all psyched up about what could happen. I just allow the chart to speak for its fucking self, especially when it's non-dilutive, which this stock is. So it's going to probably hold this trend line. Okay, here's your trend line. Here's your resistance. I drew this line above these top wicks, and I drew this line on this day because that's what I predicted it was going to go to if it did blow up. Somebody stopped it. Somebody put up, if they wouldn't have put up 72,000 shares at 36, the shit probably would have hit 45. But somebody's like, I'm not done loading. And I told my followers, I said, you might have another week of this because look, the wedge is not complete. You almost want to, and I took 1/4 of my position over 35 this week. So to me, I pretty much sold the top. Now I might buy back in if it comes back down to here, 28. I might take some of those 35s and put them on 28. Or I might just hold the 90K that I still have, which is still a very significant position, and use that 11K that I sold to start scaling into the pullback on IGPK. See how it's done? I don't know. But who knows? Maybe Friday, this line is steadily rising. It was dumping and now it's rising. This is an uptrend and the trend, again, is your friend. So let's get a Friday, let's keep the Friday. Let's not have a Friday dump down here. Let's keep the Friday either a pop up or let's keep it within this range. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then we might be looking at 50. Okay, that's why I keep these lines here, because as time progresses, this trend line rises and this trend line rises. It's called a channel. Okay, when it went up here, I didn't sell because I didn't fucking know it was going to stop at 35. How the fuck? That was the middle band on the weekly, so I could have taken, but that's a guess. You could stop anywhere. Okay, it stopped. Pulled back. I didn't panic sell. Came up here. I thought that it was actually going to break out. They said, no. I didn't flip. I trusted this trend line. It bounced up again. It got up all the way to 39. And I was like, all right, look, I still got some room to work with here. I'm going to at least take some off the table, take some gains, take 1/4 of my position, almost get my money back because I'm up over 100%, and just allow this to do its thing. Okay, that's EBET. It's one of the best charts I've seen in a very long time. It's one of the best prospects I've seen in a very long time for major gains, super thin. Bid and ask is a wide spread. You get any type of volume into this on any type of good news. You get the settlement. You get a buyout. This could be a big win. You never know when these people are like tomorrow. There could be a flush down to 28. People sell thinking, you know, maybe this is going to break, whatever. They might try and scare people out. Some people are going to sell. And you never know. On Sunday, they might come out and say, we bought EBET. On Monday, the stock's going to open at $1, $2, $4, whatever they buy them out for. Super low share structure. Could be a big gain. And who knows? I still got 90K shares. They come out, anything could happen. They come out and say the case was dismissed. I might get slashed. I might get my neck slashed. Or they come out and they say, you know what? We're going to buy this company out. You have 90,000 shares. We're buying them for $4 a piece. That puts me at what? $400,000 gain. I'm willing to risk the downside of this because most civil cases get settled out of court. Now, whether that's a settlement for what they're asking for or a buyout for $4, I'm not sure. But all I know is the chart is a thing that is, it's sexual. It's literally, I can feel it. I can touch it. I can taste it. Okay. And look at, I mean, it's just, this is beautiful. This is what we look for. And we're not going to go in heavy on anything on a whim. We trust the chart, and charts do work. It's just that people don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they don't take the time to try, and they don't take the time to learn, so they just buy wherever because Hercules Singh told them to hold for fucking glory. So that's the message. That's the lesson. Don't have pride. Don't get mad. Don't be salt. Don't be a dum-dum. And when I'm on the board saying, ouchie, ouchie, whoopsie, whoopsie, stinky pinky, how low will this turd go? When I'm saying those things, yes, I'm bashing. Yes, I'm gloating because I was right. Because that's who I am. I don't give a shit. I'm brutal. I'm brutally honest. Because for the 5th time, not interested in turning into a pillar of salt. Got it?